Before we get into the video, I would like you to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications to be notified when I upload, hit that like button below the video, and leave any comment, suggestion or constructive criticism in that section down below. Let's get into the video. I hope you enjoy. In this video, we'll be going over the best AR setups for every AR in the game. Now, I'll be telling you what attachments you should put on, and then I'll be showing you what it performs like in a private match. I couldn't do it on Warzone because I don't have all the attachments unlocked for all the guns on Warzone. But if you do want clips of Warzone of each class setup, then just let me know in the comment section below and I'll start working on that. With each attachment, I will give a little explanation of why that attachment is on and what it does to the gun. But without further ado, let's just get into the gameplay. I recommend you have heartbeat sensor C4, then as a perk you have cold-blooded ghost and either tracker or amped. We are starting on the kilo, and as the muzzle we have the monolithic suppressor. On the barrel we have the Singuard Arms 19.8 inch prowler. We have the Commando foregrip, stipple grip tape and no stock as a stock attachment. So the monolithic suppressor and barrel increase the damage range, which helps it pack a punch at longer distances, and you don't have to worry about damage drop off in long range fights. Having the no stock improves the aim down sight speed for the assault rifle. Getting accurate shots on target first is a significant factor in winning gunfights, especially in Warzone. So after each kind of attachment overview, I'm going to show you a few clips of a private match of me using that gun with those attachments. I couldn't use it in Warzone like I previously explained because I haven't unlocked all the attachments for every gun. But this is going to be a brief kind of overview of the gun, short range, long range, mid range. And after all the clips getting a few kills, I'm going to have a little recoil kind of test and show you what way it recoils. So let's just have a look at this one. Just a quick description of this. In the first clip I'm going to show you the recoil without me controlling it, and then I'm going to show you the second clip with me controlling the recoil, see how easy it is. So without control you can kind of see it goes up to the left, and with control I can control it a bit easier and it keeps it more central. Next we have the FAL. So we have the monolithic suppressor on it again with the XRK marksman of the barrel, Commando foregrip, GI mini reflex and no stock. So as before, we do have the monolithic suppressor on, and in Warzone this is key because it keeps your weapon silent so no one can see you on the map. And with the XRK marksman barrel, it will help extend your effective range. The Commando foregrip will help tackle horizontal recoil, while the no stock will increase movement speed and aim down sight speed. With this gun, I do think it is more effective at long range just because of the single fire rate. It's not as effective in short range kind of scenarios. And it kind of shows in some of the clips where I've nearly died from short range where maybe I shouldn't have because I got the first shot off. And due to it being single fire rate, there isn't much recoil. As you can see, this is me not controlling it and this is me controlling it. There's not much difference. Next on the agenda we do have the M4A1, and we're going to have a monolithic suppressor on this as well. The stock M16 Grenadier, going to have the Commando foregrip, 60 round mags which you can change for an optic, and the stippled grip tape. Now with the monolithic suppressor and the stock M16 barrel, you will get a better damage output over longer distances, while the stippled grip tape and Commando foregrip ensure the M4A1 setup is still relatively quick to aim down sights with. Finally, the 60 round mags mean you can pump out a lot more damage before needing to reload, and you can exchange this for a sight if you do not like the iron sight. So the M4 is probably one of the most preferred weapons in the whole of Call of Duty franchise, especially this year and in Warzone. Just highly kind of due to the fact that it doesn't recoil as much as the other ARs, and it's got a high damage kind of rate. Now I find it one of the easier guns to control recoil with, as you're going to see in the second clip after this, how much recoil on that first one without controlling it, and the recoil when I'm controlling it is very minimal. Now up next we do have the FR 5.56, also referred to as the FAMAS. It has the monolithic suppressor, the FR 24.4 inch sniper barrel, the Commando foregrip, stipple grip tape and the FSS tack wrap. Again, the monolithic suppressor is on this gun as well, and with that and the barrel it offers an increase in damage range and bullet velocity. The stipple grip tape and the FSS tack wrap increase aim down sight speed to counteract the barrel, whilst the Commando foregrip stabilises the recoil and aiming. Now with this gun I hadn't really used it before, apart from when I picked it up in Warzone, just kind of briefly before I get a loadout, but I was pleasantly surprised with it because I found it very enjoyable to use, minimal recoil, even when you're without control, because it's kind of a burst, there's not much recoil and it's very easy to control. Following the FR we do have the Oden. Now we're going to have a Colossus suppressor on this one instead of the monolithic. As the barrel we're going to have the Oden factory 810mm. We're going to have the Commando foregrip, stipple grip tape and the F-Tac XL Elite Com. With the Colossus suppressor on the front of the gun, it does add a bit of weight to it. However, it does offer an increased damage range and recoil control, alongside with the 810mm barrel, which also adds to the recoil control along with damage range and bullet velocity. The Commando foregrip aids again with the recoil and also aim and stability. Stippled grip tape aims to counteract the weight of the suppressor by increasing aim down sight speed, working in conjunction to the attahcment XL Elite Com. Now, I had heard good things about the Oden. I hadn't really used it much, again, apart from picking it up in Warzone. But I had heard good things about it. And I was slightly disappointed, especially with the Colossus suppressor, because it definitely made me feel a little less mobile. And the recoil without control is crazy, it just goes straight up. It is quite easy to control once you kind of get used to it. Next, we have the M13. The monolithic suppressor makes its way back into the attachments. We do have the Tempest Marksman, we have the Commando foregrip, 50 round mags, and the stippled grip tape. Just the same as most of the other setups, the suppressor and the barrel increase damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control. The Commando foregrip again increases the stability of the gun when shooting. The ammunition can be swapped for an optic if you're not keen on the iron sights, and the stipple grip tape increases the aim down sight speed. Now, the M13 is one of those guns that are starting to become more popular with other people using them, like pros using them, and I've picked up a few in Warzone and I've started using it in multiplayer as well, and it's definitely a gun I would recommend. The recoil without control kind of goes up and right, but it's very easy to control once you kind of get the hang of it, as you can see there. Next in line, we do have the FN Scar 17. We have the monolithic suppressor, we have the forged TAC 17.2 LB barrel, Commando foregrip as always, 30 round mags, and we have the GI Mini reflex. So you need the max magazine ammunition in this gun, ideally, due to the sheer lack of ammo in the default magazine. The monolithic suppressor and barrel increase the damage range, recoil control, and bullet velocity, and the Commando foregrip does its job as always on the assault rifles. With the sight, if you do like the iron sight, then you can take this off, or even change it to a different sight. You can maybe put on the FTAC collapsible stock or the FSS close quarters stock. Not too sure where I stand with this gun. I probably wouldn't use it in Warzone just because I'm not too familiar with it. It's got very good damage. The recoil was a bit iffy, even if you're trying to control it. I mean, if you're not controlling it, then it's just going to go up and right again, similar to the M4. And it's not the easiest to control either, as you'll see. Next up, we have the AK-47. We have the monolithic suppressor, the 23-inch RPK barrel, the Commando foregrip, stipple grip tape, and the skeleton stock. Probably not going to be my first choice in weapons, but starting off with the suppressor and the barrel, they do the standard jobs of increasing damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control. You could use the Romanian barrel. The only reason I didn't, because it blocks off the underbarrel, so you wouldn't be able to use the Commando foregrip. Again, we've got the stippled grip tape on the rear grip, and for the stock I've chosen the skeleton stock as it increases aim down sight speed without having as much as an effect on other components like the nose stock does. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't really like the AK-47. The times I've used it in Warzone, I know it's not a custom weapon, but it is very kind of difficult to control, especially at long range. Maybe at mid range it's probably good, but if you have a look at the next clip of the recoil, it's quite obvious. It just kind of goes up, keeps going up, but then even when I control it, it's still not sticking right in the middle where I kind of want it to. Next up is the Ram 7. We have the monolithic suppressor making another appearance with the FSS Ranger barrel. We have the Commando foregrip, 50 round mags, and stippled grip tape. You're probably getting bored of me saying it now, but yes, the monolithic suppressor is on this gun as well. Alongside the barrel, it increases the normal culprits of damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control. The Commando foregrip has made yet another appearance in this AR class setup, along with the stippled grip tape. Ammunition has been added to this class, but it can be exchanged for an optic if you aren't a fan of the iron sights. Now, this is another gun that kind of surprised me because I hadn't used it at all before, and I know again this is only a custom kind of private match, but I can kind of tell when I like a gun and when I don't like a gun. This gun was very nice to use, very easy to control the recoil. As you can see here, the recoil kind of does go up and left, but if I try to control it, it kind of stays quite central, and the damage is very good on it. Last but finally not least, everyone's favourite, the Grau. We have the monolithic suppressor, we have the Tempest Archangel barrel, we have the 60 round mags, Chrono Sniper Elite for the rear grip, and Commando foregrip. The monolithic and the barrel on this gun would increase the damage range, recoil control, and bullet velocity. Having the 60 round mags on this gun will increase the magazine size, allowing for the more bullets within the gun. For the rear grip on the Grau, we have the Chrono Sniper Elite, which increases aim and stability. Now, everyone knows what the Grau's like. I didn't get a lot of footage from this private match because there's plenty of footage on my account in other videos where I've used it in Warzone, and it's probably better footage. I was quite surprised with the recoil on this, but then when I controlled it, as always, it's very easy to control the recoil, making it the best AR to use in my opinion. Now, I do believe the Grau is the best AR to use in Warzone, but if you're looking for other guns to try, I'd try out the M13, the Ram 7, and potentially the FR, just maybe if you fancy trying other guns out. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you want me to do setups for any of the other gun categories such as SMGs or LMGs, I will try my best to do that. Make sure you check out the other videos on my channel. Subscribe, comment any suggestions in that section down below, like the video, and as always, I'll catch you in a bizzle.
So fed up with these expectations, they weigh me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm gonna live inside the upside.